Scream 7 is rumored to do a massive time jump so Sydney's entire family can be main players in the upcoming installment. In today's video, I want to detail why this could be another nail in the coffin for this beloved franchise. Now let's get into it. Before we get into this theory video talking about the upcoming Scream film, I first want to thank my patrons and channel members who support this page. Without the names scrolling across the screen right now, I wouldn't be able to upload as frequently as I do. I'm eternally grateful for you all, and I hope you enjoyed today's update. Please consider signing up for my Patreon by clicking on the link in the description below, or by pressing the join button on this page. Now let's really get into it. There have been a ton of rumors lately for Scream 7 that have many confused on what's confirmed and what's not. I want to remind everyone that the only thing confirmed for Scream 7 is what you see on this front script page here from Nev Campbell's Instagram post. Sidney Prescott is back, Kevin Williamson is directing, and Guy Busick wrote the script with a story from him and James Vanderbilt. Now, a new rumor suggests that Scream 7 will have a major time jump to age up Sidney's family so her kids can be supporting players. This could mean that for the first time in franchise history, a new Scream film would not take place at or around the same time as the film's release. If this is true, the studio likely wants more young talent for the supporting cast, considering that they will probably cast big-name younger actors to portray Sid's kids. Remember, one of them was a baby in Scream 5. Babies ain't bringing people to the theaters, unlike, Sydney Sweeney, Jenna Ortega, or any other popular young star with an interest in horror. My initial thoughts after reading this had me seeing red. This might be the biggest misstep the new sequel has supposedly taken thus far, if true. The reason other Scream films didn't take place in a distant future is because they all had horror commentary attached to them, which is what made those films unarguably big hits. I know some folks out there aren't crazy about the horror commentary in these films, but without that, the Scream films are just normal slashers. If this was a rumor for Halloween or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchises, I'd have no stipulations, but it makes absolutely zero sense for a Scream film that usually focuses on horror commentary in the current zeitgeist. This decision would be an absolute betrayal of what makes Scream so unique, making it almost impossible for the writers to work in any form of commentary, as it wouldn't make any sense. Now, I really got to thinking more about this, and there are some creative workarounds that could tie in the commentary that makes this franchise so special, as well as aging Sid's kids up. Hear me out here, as this is a wild evolution of the franchise and might even be too high concept. I'm not even 100% behind this idea, but it's something that could maybe work if the execution was there. The writers could show us a future where horror films become the thing that horror fans fear most now: repetitive sequel garbage that rehashes everything from the past with no originality. Our characters could be talking about Stab 15, that's the third part of a new trilogy, that has a meager 1% on Rotten Tomatoes. Movie theaters are dying out as Hollywood doubles down on franchise continuations, and the idea of an original movie is on its deathbed. Then, a new Ghostface killer comes after Sidney Prescott in this new movie, and Gil Weathers has something to write about again. This new Stab movie could be a hit as it's based off of something fresh and revitalizes the faux movie franchise, which then could revitalize the Scream franchise in real life. Maybe a strange moral of this story is that we don't love these franchises just because they carry a certain name, we love them because of their constant quality, which could be something lost in the future if we don't look for originality now. This C-plot could really only work in Scream 7 if you came up with a fresh killer that was not even comparable to anything from the past. So that means no secret family members and no Stab fans. This isn't a perfect solution, however, because another rumor has surfaced that also came from Daniel Richtman recently, that Scream 7 will likely be the start of a new trilogy surrounding Sidney Prescott. This is where things get really sticky. You can implement that complicated commentary I was just talking about to fuel a trilogy, but that means your trilogy has to actually be good for that commentary to be effective. That's why the Scream movies are so effective in the first place. They do things differently than other horror flicks and are sometimes successful at creating a good story. Sometimes they turn into self-parody, but when they work, they work. I'd hate for Scream 7 to set up that commentary and then fall flat in redundant sequels, where the Sidney Prescott story completely dries up. That is literally the definition of self-parody, to make fun of other franchises for setting up 3 movies with a half-assed plan and then failing to deliver something of better quality. Look at Laurie Strode's arc in the latest Halloween trilogy. Halloween 2018 does an excellent job at handling her character as she deals with trauma and kills Michael for good in the fire at the end. Then, kills and ends virtually ruin that by keeping Michael alive and pushing Laurie to the side for the majority of those 2 stories. stories. Until basically the last 10 minutes of Ends, where she easily takes out Michael without any competition. It almost would have made more sense to just kill Laurie off at the beginning of Kills, having her think she vanquished Michael, opposed to doing the same thing Halloween 2 did back in the 80s, by just keeping her in a hospital bed the entire flick. It's just not good storytelling. I'd hate to see that happen to Sidney Prescott in a new unnecessary trilogy, opposed to just one more good movie that caps off her story. There is another option here, if all of this is true, something I honestly don't even want to talk about, but let's get into it. They could entirely remove horror commentary and just turn Scream into a normal slasher with Ghostface that focuses on Sidney's story moving forward. Doing this, though, would be an absolute betrayal of the 6 movies that came before. And listen, I've never really been crazy about Scream 3 for taking a Scooby-Doo barely horror approach, but it still has the same spirit of the 2 movies that came before it. The Hollywood setting and the Sarah Darling sequence alone makes Scream 3 a worthy sequel in my opinion. Just forget about the stupid house explosion, the voice changer, and the soap opera reveal at the end. Don't even worry about it. This would be an absolute disaster that would only prove to me that the creatives behind this film have no idea what they're doing. Or, let me rephrase that, the studio has no idea what they're trying to create here. That's gotta be the most out-of-touch idea for a new franchise continuation I've ever seen. The good news here is all of this is just rumors. For now. Again, the only thing confirmed for Scream 7 so far is Sidney Prescott is back, Kevin Williamson is directing, and Guy Busick wrote the script with a story from him and James Vanderbilt. And if for some reason you still don't believe me, remember that cast list rumor from a few days ago? Well, Zion Marino, one of the many actors rumored to be in the new installment, has already confirmed in a since-deleted tweet that she wasn't in the upcoming flick. Rumors can be, and likely are, total bullshit. I really hope that Scream 7 is a true Scream sequel and not a flavorless husk that has forgotten what made the previous films so great. They are already in a tough spot focusing on a character that the last 2 films tried to move on from. It will forever be easier to write a good story around new characters in an existing franchise where the old main character's story has already been told. For now, we can only hope that Spy Ass doesn't ruin Sidney Prescott, but these rumors don't have me reassured at all. We'll just have to see as more official updates hopefully start rolling out.
I won't sleep until he's in the ground.
Hey everybody, before we wrap up today's video, I want to ask you to subscribe to my second channel, Groovy Smoothie, where I'll be talking about adult animation. I'm currently covering Smiling Friends Season 2 and Rick and Morty Season 8 over there, but if there's anything else you want to see me cover on that channel, let me know in the comments of those videos. Please subscribe to that page and help me reach 3,000 subscribers, and let me know if you want to see me cover anything else besides just the Adult Swim shows that I'm covering currently. What do you guys think about Scream 7 doing a time jump and the future of the Scream franchise? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out!